What's up, YouTube? My name is Revolutionary Gaming, and I am back with Silver Creek Falls. Silver Creek Falls, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and play this all tonight, since it should be a short game, and I just feel like playing it all tonight rather than having to do it in different stages and forgetting everything important. So I gotta write down things that are important. So. Ouija board. Neighbors for chanting. Big holes. Blood everywhere. What about the note, though? 6, not 5? There's also the spell book. I think that's all that's important right now that I've learned. There's blood everywhere. There's blood on his face. My God, there's blood everywhere. Shia running through the woods. Shia LaBeouf killing firstborn. Shia LaBeouf. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Couldn't help myself there. I just had to make an actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf reference. Hold on. Let me see what I could do about this. Whoa. There, I think that helped. Did it? Did it help with this at all? Did it help with it getting in the way or anything? I don't know. Anyways. But, so the neighbors heard, the key details. The neighbors heard chanting. I don't know how well this is picking up on my voice. The neighbors heard chanting. There's a Ouija board, and there's a book. There's a spell book, particularly on summoning. This isn't looking good for the kids. But I think I got all the information I could out of that. What's this? Oh, this is the next crime scene? Or what? What are we doing here? Is the crime scene here? Oh, there's a trash can. Hello? This creek is gorgeous. I'm surprised I never heard of it before. It's probably because it changed its name recently. What was it? It used to be called Neyawadi Amaya. Cherokee. Sold one long ago. Jebediah Schwartz bought most of the land to create this town. How much did he pay? He sold it all for a few shiny beads and a mirror. 50 steins and 130 rifles. Just the land between the west of the creek and the mountain. Yay, nature is preserved. Hello. What'd you shoot at? Oh, easy there, cowboy. What was that for? Jolly for shooting without warning, you do. I saw something stalking us in the woods, like a wolf or something. Haven't been wolves in these parts for a while now. Wouldn't be so sure. Anyway, bring us to the next scene. What can you tell us about this case, Deputy? We got a call early the morning after the incident at the sorority. Hunters found tons of blood, broken branches, holes in the ground, and all soil messed up and stuff. The sheriff and I took photos but left the site alone. Thanks. Okay. Hello. Thanks. Okay, sir. Shall we get to work collecting evidence? Okay. Connecting themes. So the connecting themes so far. Blood and holes. So two things that are connected to crime scenes so far. The absurd amount of blood and this hair is very soft and light. Not human, I'm guessing. Looks like it might come from a wolf or something. We haven't had wolves in these parts for a while. Bears? Nope. The people campaign now that it's become a national park. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah, you have bears. I don't know. This one looks like it might be bears or maybe wolves. Animal hairs. Blood sample. Blood sample. More of these big holes. I wonder how deep they go. Sarah, do you smell that again? Yes, that mix between ammonia and burnt hair. It's awful. Ammonia and burnt hair. Sulfur? That's a lot of shell casing. Well, if these had the time to squeeze out of you, eh? Question is, was it the assailant or was it the victim? Mix between ammonia and burnt hair. I don't know what sulfur smells like, and I don't know what ammonia smells like, or burnt hair, really. Actually... Good point, me. What does sulfur smell like? I'm looking it up. Okay, the thing I read after clicking on this Yahoo Answers thing, right below it was, do you have demons in your colon? Do you have demons in your colon? Sulfur smells like sulfur. So musty and acrid. Have a little match. Yeah. Musty and acrid is what one description. No, I think musty smells like musty is associated with mothballs, and mothballs are ammonia. And acrid, matches and burnt hair are both very not pleasant. So what they might be smelling here is just might be sulfur. And if we take sulfur into the equation, the Ouija board and the summoning book, plus holes being ripped into the ground from that you can't even tell how deep they are. Blood everywhere. And the smell of sulfur. So the smell of sulfur is commonly associated with demons, if there's a demon present. And also it's like inhuman entities from ghost hunters, like elementals and all that. Sometimes they're accompanied by a strong smell of sulfur. So my thought process right now is currently leaning towards they did something they shouldn't and maybe summoned up some demons. I'll be back in the next part of this episode. Bye bye. I'm back. Oh, there's a note. Another note. So I guess this rules out a bear or wolf attack. How do you know the note belongs to the assailant? Same type of paper as the note in the sorority house. Let's read it. He walked alone in the forest to become one with nature. He got his wish. It's the assailant. see. I just thought of something. The note before said, but with who? Okay, so let's go back, look. Okay, so this is important, look. This is important. Juvenile rantings. But look, this is very important. They laugh, they sing, they dance, but with who? There were 6 in this party, not 5. But we know for a fact there was only 5 girls. Who does that leave? That leaves something they didn't know was there necessarily. Something they maybe couldn't see. And that's why they had the Ouija board and the summoning. They laugh, they sing, they dance, but with who? With the person who's writing the note. There were 6 in this party, not 5. That is leading me to believe that the thing that wrote this note either was summoned or was there to begin with, and it is not human. But I don't think it is whatever's caused. I don't think it's whatever's causing all this madness and chaos, because it's not showing any aggression. And then with this note, there's no aggression either. He walked alone in the forest to become one with nature. He got his wish. The way I'm reading these, and the thing I'm getting from them, it's either one thing or multiple things. Ghosts, spirits, entities, whatever. Invisible observers that are leaving hints and clues for me to find. Because they're not showing any aggression. I'm thinking they're observing what happened and they're giving hints as to what happened. Like that. Anyways, so that guy died. We know that for a fact. The guy who was here died. We know that for a fact. I just said the same thing twice. Yeah, I think we're done here, though. So, they laugh, they sing, they dance, but with who? There were 6 of the party, not 5. I'm thinking the girls summoned something that's been going around. Okay, deputy, tell us what happened here. About 11 o'clock same days, we got the report in the park. We got a call from a nearby farmer that he saw a car crash. Where's the farm? A bit less than a mile south of here. A mile away. How did he see the crash? He says that his house is on that hill over there. Sorry, kid, but that farmer's telling you some tales. Pitch black night and close to a mile away over forest ground. I'm sure he heard the crash. No way in hell did he see it. Was he specific on details on the crash? No, he wasn't. Okay then, so what did you and the sheriff see here? We looked around to see if there was a body. When we found none, we decided to call it a night. We were supposed to come back the next morning, but the sheriff didn't report in that morning. So he left the scene for 2 days. We put the cones and berries up that night, so I don't think it's tampered. I look more likely to see those cones as a toilet than a barrier. But, yeah. I'm thinking my theory is probably correct in one way or another. And in all of these cases, in all of these so there are some very important details here. There's blood everywhere. In each case, there's blood everywhere. More blood than a human should have, technically. Most likely each thing, there's a note left by somebody who observed the incident, but who was not observed themselves, necessarily. Or at least they didn't leave any physical evidence they were there besides a note. And 3. In all 3 scenes, there are absolutely no bodies. There are no bodies in the least, yet there's no bloodstains on any of the passenger seats. See, there we go. So night driver, eh? Blood sample. But there are no bodies anywhere. More shell casing seams. All 3 scenes had casings. It's responsible fired at all his victims. This is the South and around the country. A lot of people carry guns around here. Good point, Deputy. It's a case of... Now, the important thing to remember is nothing is as it seems. So, this is important. So, there's blood at all the scenes. There's shell casings at all the scenes. There are notes at all the scenes from an unseen observer, apparently. At least in some of the cases. And there are absolutely no bodies whatsoever at any of the scenes. Loosely sealed bottle of Merlot. There isn't much left. Inside, a bunch of receipts on the floor. Hold on. Secret, a bit of blood inside, but most of it seems to be outside the vehicle. So we can rule out the impact killing the driver. Well, the body, right? Any idea inside? A bunch of receipts on the floor. Let's get those just in case the car plates don't match that with the missing person. Wow, you think this might be a stolen vehicle? They slammed pretty hard into that tree. It is through a straight, not even a turn. Might have been driving fast to get away from something. You guys really think the 3 cases might not be related? While we do agree that 3 cases this gruesome in the span of 48 hours is highly unusual for a town like this one, we should still account for the possibility that all 3 are separate, and it is a pure coincidence that they happen so close to each other. Sheriff Davis seems sure all 3 were related. Pity Sheriff Davis isn't here. Note. Another note. Why am I not surprised? Go on, read it. The young rush as if they lack time, but if you rush too much, you risk losing all your time. Impact from hitting a tree seems to have destroyed the engine. Front wheels and windshield are also knackered. This guy must have been driving real fast. Yes, he was. And this is getting interesting now. So that's what the 3 scenes, right? Yep. It's an all piecing together. Did Lee Davis keep any of his case files, notes, or photos in his office? Most of the time, but last I saw him, he wanted to take the stuff home to study it. I have a spare keys if you want to see if he left the files in his house. I think we can learn more. If we get access to his case files and notes. Let's go. I'll be back in the next part of this episode about being really interesting. Hello, where am I? Oh wait, I need to click on it for it to load. There we go. We almost drove into his house for a second there. This is it, Sheriff Davis's house. The famous man's home. I'm excited. I have a feeling we'll get a much better idea of what's going on when we find his case files. Learn as much as you can about Lee Davis. Find his case files. Well, the lights are on. He must have left in a rush. Or he didn't leave at all. At least not intentionally. Beautiful photo. He's into photography. He carried his SLR everywhere, even on duty. He would take photos of all sorts of things. It means he has photos. This one's locked. Gun on the bedside table. Pretty intense. Do you see lots of violent crime around here, Deputy? No, not really. Pretty peaceful town. These incidents are the first serious thing to hit this town since the tornado 2 years ago. Tornado? Yep, this is pretty bad. Some local businesses had to leave. Actually, the U.S. Army was looking to buy some land here before the tornado hit. Did they end up buying? The tornado dissuaded them pretty fast. Oh. Also, a lot of that land was in contention. Apparently, the family that bought it was going through some legal problems. Legal problems? Yeah, apparently years back they bought it off that Cherokee tribe I told you about earlier. Apparently they swindled them and gave them a rotten deal for it. The U.S. Army didn't want to get involved and lost interest in the land. Okay. All clean, interesting guy. Well, full fridge. If he's planning to disappear, he would have emptied it out first. So he wasn't planning on anything. That much is clear. And why is this all of a sudden so close to me? I don't want it to be so close to me. How did it move? My microphone moves towards me. I think it migrates. It wants to eat my face. Pie. Camping equipment, tin food, water purifiers, flints, hunting knives. This guy was ready for Armageddon, eh? The chef was the US Army Ranger. Yeah, doors is in his blood. US Army Ranger, eh? Interesting. Lots of books. The survival's sticking out from the rest. US Army Ranger Survival Guide. Hollywood Photography, Volume 1 through 19. Well. Fire extinguisher. I guess this guy was really ready for anything, eh? Almost too ready, right? Yeah. Why does he have all these things? Gun on his cabinet, 2 guns there, 2 shotguns that I can see. So he's a ranger. If he's dead, then whatever killed him must have been pretty intense. That is, if he's dead. His car gun is most likely he isn't dead. I'm surprised he left behind so many of his firearms behind. I'm sure he's not walking around unarmed. But that brought up an interesting point. Almost too ready. Guide on how to modify small and medium-sized firearms. Please support 2004 to 2006. Nothing apparently. Photos from Antarctica. Classical literature. Oh, the lights on, yeah. There's a note. Yeah, there's so many computers. Set of keys. There's no car parked outside, so I don't think those are car keys. No, it's house keys either. They don't look like. They aren't his house keys either, because they don't look like the copy I have. Yeah, hang on to these. Another note. Again, different handwriting this time. What does it say? If you want to know the truth, John 6:34. That's from the Bible. Let's see if we can find one. Chef was a real religious man, so I'm sure there's a Bible around here. John 6:34. Yes. So they said, from now on, give us this bread. Looks like there's something to do with the keys, since obviously they left us for someone to find. Or the chef has a storage unit somewhere. This might be a clue as to where. I don't know. So they said, from now on, give us this bread. From now on, give us this bread. Give us this bread. Bakery comes to mind. What? 4 pistols, 3 shotguns. Yes, down the. Let's see. When I open the file, all that comes up is nonsense for text. Must be encrypted. Must be encrypted. Can you still copy the files into your flash drive? Yeah, it doesn't stop me from doing that. Very interesting. This man has to encrypt files and yet chooses to not lock them into his computer. I imply that he did it on purpose. Most likely, didn't put up a password for the computer itself, as if he knew someone else would use it. It's odd. Copy the file anyway. We can probably find the keyword that deciphers the code later. I think that's all I need. What do you think Lee Davis's storage unit is? Yes. Sir, they said, give us this bread. Baker Lane. I get it from the Bible, yes. It's a lot of firearms. Empty, all empty. As if someone cleared everything out. Yeah. Bandits. Ooh, I should save. Command directories might be useful. Those look a bit heavy. We can pass with quite a minute. Documents, but it's all gibberish. It doesn't even look like a language. You need to know the cipher or keyword. You need to know the cipher or keyword to unlock it. It's an old way of hiding sensitive information. Yes. Need those. Way too many guns. If you're reading this, chances are you're looking for something. Hello. Was that there before? This wasn't here before! That was not sitting there before, was it? This is it. You even labeled it for us. What's inside? Bios on all the victims and some multi-sets. Sheriff Davis used to walk around with his voice recorder so he could record any DC ad. We should give it a listen. You have a tape player in your car? Nah, man, this car's only a year old. No tape player. I have a player in my car. Let's go back to the hotel and check it out. Cool. I'll leave the blood samples and evidence in the police station. I'll drop you guys off first. We'll keep Lee Davis's files if that's okay. Please do. Okay. Interesting. It's all getting very interesting. See you. Batting deputy is the one that goes missing next.
There is something very strange afoot. This is something simply unnatural. In my time as a sheriff, I have never seen anything like this before. Every crime scene lathered in the blood of its victims, yet never a body to be found. Always that smell of ammonia present in every scene, even though all three scenes are in such different locations. Due to the amount of blood and damage present, am I to assume that a murder has taken place, and the bodies disposed of perfectly? This seems a bit too simple an answer. I must investigate more. Furthermore, I find it highly disturbing that every confirmed victim has come from the same college nearby. There must be some correlation. I know it must be so. The girls in the sorority all knew each other, and the boy who was killed in the park was a boyfriend of one of these girls, and the last missing piece is finding out about the victim of the car accident. Now, I have checked the vehicle's registration, and apparently the car was reported stolen in Durham a few days ago. The owner is alive and well and seems unaffected by these problems, yet obviously distraught at the fate of his vehicle. I must find out the identity of the driver. The notes I'm finding in each scene are also very disturbing indeed, as if left on purpose as a signature by the killer. I am led to believe that the answer lies in finding the correlation between all the victims and seeing who would have...
Okay. Yeah, okay. I just decided something real quick. Well, that's all the time I have for this episode, so thank you all so much for watching. Remember to leave a like and subscribe. Check out more of my other videos, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
What do you think about my coffee? What do you think about my coffee? I like marbles. Coffee.